Thanks, Craig. Well, there's a little sports feud of brewing. I see where your boy Pat McAfee is going at it with Bill Simmons. Now, Pat McAfee loves you, right, Giorgio? This was
as far as I know,
few years at the Super Bowl.
I said hey to him. I said hey to him last week. He said, "What's up?"
I thought he said George Dunham right there, the guy from the ticket.
That's what he said a couple of years ago. Now that he's real big time, I don't know if he remembers my name.
You think he forgot that?
Maybe.
Promptly?
Maybe.
So he's taking a swing at Bill Simmons. So Bill Simmons is he still a huge thing?
Not really.
As big as he was.
Well, isn't he the head of Spotify podcast or something like that? He has some big title.
I mean, he's big, but he's not top of mind like he was 10 years ago when he was on the NBA, ESPN, ABC broadcast, and he had just kicked off Grantland, and he was huge 10 years ago.
Is Grantland still going or no?
I don't think so.
He founded The Ringer, and he's still very involved with that.
Yeah, The Ringer.
That's what kind of Grantland became, I guess.
I remember my buddy Eric was all high on Bill Simmons when he came out.
Hey,
Bill Simmons was a game changer to a lot of people.
He was to me. His book of basketball, which was incredibly long, that I read, I thought was one of the best sports books I'd ever read. It was phenomenal.
His book after the Red Sox won the title in 2004 was amazing.
And he started off as a writer, was what he primarily was.
Yep.
So a lot of people wondering, okay, well, why is Pat McAfee going after Bill Simmons? And I'll play you the audio of what Pat McAfee said, I guess, Monday. But the start of it may have been Bill Simmons impersonating Pat McAfee and, I guess, critiquing his show. So you want to take a listen to this, Giorgio?
Sure.
And you tell me if this is very accurate, because I don't listen to these.
Garrett, and just repeat.
Well, McAfee's created a new version of how to do this.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Why uh-oh?
I don't know.
Well, we're not allowed to talk about Pat McAfee?
Let's do
I
it.
hope there's no cussing in this, by the way. Just FYI.
I don't know.
He starts the show and it'd be like, Cowboys, bro, I don't know, man. I don't know. What's going on there, bro? And then it cuts to his three people.
Right.
And then they'll be like, well, I don't know. And then they'll go back to him and say, it's not good, bro. Not good. Not keep an eye on that, bro.
Yeah. Two of them are looking to take their first cigarette break. And then McAfee's just going on.
We don't have a rundown, bro. No rundown on this show, bro.
Dukes of Hazzard live.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's, Mike McCarthy. It's not looking good for him, bro. It's not looking good. Not looking good for that guy, bro.
Yeah.
I would be really hard to do.
Can we stop
this
for a second?
Yeah.
I think that's an interesting take on McAfee's show because they do bro down. There's no doubt about it. And it's not your organized, hey, this is a sports show and this is what we're talking about kind of thing.
Which is okay.
Which is fine.
Nobody's really that way anymore.
Right, yeah. But at the same time, I don't know if that's like a hilarious. As I critique the Bill Simmons show, it's not as funny as his sidekick is making it out to be. It's not that spot on or interesting or that funny.
I didn't get the feeling his co-host was overly laughing at it.
But I could see how you could do that. I could see how, that would be a take on McAfee's show. He does have a crew that just looks like they took a cigarette break and they're just kind of broing down. But, that's what's attractive about it to a lot of people.
Okay, so here's what McAfee said on Monday.
A lot. It was really good. I think I saw they hit somebody have, I think one of their parlays on FanDuel had like 60,000 people riding alongside of it.
Pretty good.
I think Bill Simmons, who has it all figured out,
Yep.
I think he had like 8,000 people riding alongside of him.
Like 8,300, I think.
That's a huge number. Yeah, it did not hit. That's really big. Really good, Bill. You still have it. I think we had 250,000 people or something like that. Yeah, keep running your mouth, Bill. Keep running your mouth. Anyways, Chiefs facing.
So, the best quality audio I could find of that. But yeah that's. I guess he's making fun of Bill Simmons' numbers.
Doesn't have as high numbers as he does.
Yeah.
Man. Junior and I were just talking about that before we went on the air. We all just got to serve one another. We're just in the...
Oh, he's got to own.
Got to dunk on somebody.
Yeah, I mean, why? What's the point of going back? Obviously, whatever Bill Simmons has said has gotten under Pat McAfee's skin.
Yeah.
Because he's pulling that out.
Yeah.
But we used to get Media Wars. Remember that?
Oh,
Back in
sure.
the day?
Yeah.
God, that seems like so long ago, though.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't think anything of it, though, at the time, did we?
If we were saying something, we were riled up about something.
Right.
Yeah.
What did Randy Galloway call me? Oh, I think he called me something that can't be said on the air anymore.
Bitch. Probably.
No. But anyway, so that's one of the sports feuds that's going on there. And this is an interesting idea. Daddy was whipping us about this, about Super Bowl moving to Saturdays.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea, bad idea. I think this was advocated by Dan Patrick, our lieutenant governor.
Or
whatever
Dan
he is.
Patrick.
Attorney General. What is Dan Patrick?
The other good sportscaster, Dan Patrick.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so moving it to Saturday in order to avoid the non-productivity of Super Bowl Monday. The Monday after the Super Bowl, when like a third of our workforce is unproductive, and I think it's the stats are that close to 20 million people call in sick to work on Super Bowl Monday because they're so hungover, so worn out from the big party in the day before. One solution that was pitched by a couple of lawmakers in Tennessee is that we need to make Super Bowl Monday a national holiday.
Yes. I lean that way. In fact,
hey guys,
if they add an 18th game to the NFL season, that will almost push us to the Monday after the Super Bowl being President's Day.
Which that's already a holiday, so why don't we just do that?
Right.
Double up.
So it'll be Super Bowl President's Monday.
Right.
Which is a confusing term.
Because George Washington would have loved the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I mean, they named the Washington Commanders after him.
I think that's your answer, because I think Super Bowl Saturday would be weird for a lot of people.
I think it would be, too.
The
Super Bowl
tradition.
Sunday is the tradition,
Yes.
and Roger Goodell says that there's no way to move it to Saturday. He says we want the biggest audience possible, and that's on Sunday.
And
nights.
for the TV networks, Sunday night is way more valuable than Saturday night.
Right.
So they'll never move it to Saturday. I think just either declaring Super Bowl Monday a holiday or bumping it up against President's Day is the answer.
Is there any argument that that's too long a time between the end of the championship games and the Super Bowl?
The 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Is that, does people get, you're talking about if they add an 18th week to the regular season,
Or-
then yeah, it's still going to be 2 weeks.
Or start the regular, there's a way to do it. Well, I think what they're talking about is if they added an 18th game, they would add a second bye week for each team. So that
Okay.
would extend the season 2 weeks,
Gotcha.
if my math is
Or
correct.
take another preseason game away, maybe?
Yeah, or something like that. Anyway, you would work it to where it bumps up against President's Day.
But there's still only being a 2 week gap.
Yeah.
Because if there was like a 3 week gap,
That'd be too much.
then teams would forget to play how to play football.
Yeah, you couldn't do that.
So, yeah, President's Day. But then again, wouldn't that be weird for a show like us? We have a job to where, but we should be working on Super Bowl Monday. Because that's when you talk about the game.
We work on President's Day, don't we?
Yeah.
Do we?
Yeah.
Oh,
So we'd be in anyway.
heck if I know.
We always have to tell you the day before.
You know, it's crazy. Y'all are going to think I'm lying.
But I don't really know when Labor Day and Memorial Day are. I get all that confused.
It's easy because you go with the M's. Memorial Day is May.
Okay, and the other one's September?
Yeah, Labor Day is September.
All right. I just couldn't tell you. All right, I couldn't tell you which day in September. I mean, I know they're Mondays. Are they the first Mondays? Are they the third Mondays?
Memorial Day is the last Monday in May. Labor Day, first Monday in September.
Okay, news to me. This is breaking right now at this very moment.
Do you know what day Christmas
depend,
is?
I just depend on my two co-hosts to tell me
you.
the Friday before.
Okay.
It's coming up. I think people think that I'm kidding about not planning things out, but I can't plan things out like that. I always envy the people who they'll be like, what date is that? Yeah, it's 7 months away. It's on
Wednesday.
We're going to do that on October 13th. I can't. I'm actually in a conference at that time. I'm like, wait, how did you know that? It's like 8 months away. How could you possibly know your schedule that far in advance?
It's very weird, but it's just, that's you.
I think that's the way. But most people work to where they have an idea of their life into the future.
Most people
right?
have an idea of their life, yes.
Into the future. And today is Valentine's Day, which means not only are you supposed to get your sex partner chocolate, but thousands of DoorDash, Uber, and Lyft drivers are planning to strike today.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Why is that?
For unjust working practices,
they've
conditions.
Been scaling back the cut that the drivers get.
Right. They think that those apps take too big of cut of their revenue. So there's
Putin's not going to be happy with this.
Why is that? Oh, yeah, he depends on DoorDash to bring in his food, his fast food.
I don't like the bit, but that was funny. Him waiting on DoorDash.
Why don't you like the bit?
Because he's one of the worst humans in the history of the world, and I don't like humanizing him.
Well, he appreciates pizza just like the rest of us.
Yeah, but that's humanizing.
Okay.
And we're going to demonize him.
Do you know what he's doing to children in Ukraine, and you guys are making him lovable?
We're not making him
lovable. I don't like that.
It's, okay, but
DoorDash was kind of funny.
It took DoorDash. Domino's, Taco Bell, that didn't get you.
How could those not get you?
It's just the overall tone of the bit, I think, is the overall tone of the bit I don't like. It's just...
Okay, that's fair.
Especially now.
Very controversial.
Especially right now.
All right. I'm going to break you on this.
It's like you guys doing Hitler humor during World War II.
That's exactly what people did in World War II. People did Hitler humor.
Nazis.
But you do it in a lovable way. You're making Putin lovable, a lovable everyman.
Oh, he's not lovable.
He doesn't have much patience for his wife.
Meanwhile, the first word after Putin is genocide.
Look, you have not watched those Hitler downfall redubs or whatever and laughed?
No, never.
Oh.
That's one of the funniest bits ever of all time.
The one where I got fired from PA and he reacts to it?
Yeah, and Hitler was reacting to that. The one where Bob got moved to the hard line and he was mad about that.
Your Putin bit is like, Heil, honey, I'm home.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. It's exactly like Heil, honey, I'm home.
What about Super Bowl Hitler? We all laughed about that last week.
Yeah.
Dave even tweeted out a picture of it.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you're insufferable.
Courage.
Hey, guys, it's just my turn to be on the high horse.
Okay.
You guys you take your turns every other segment.
To knock you off of that.
All right, that's the Odex.
Yay, football. Yay.
What football?
Super Bowl parade.
Oh,
George.
okay.
Football.
In Kansas City. They're going to be celebrating today. It's their big parade. Kicks off at 11 Central Time, beginning at 6th Street in Kansas City River Market. Will this be broadcast live on any of the sports
Usually,
cable
NFL Network
outlets?
picks up part of it. And sometimes maybe one of the ESPN channels will.
I think we're going now to Patrick Mahomes, who's already speaking at the podium.
Yeah, that's what I say. I think it's been a lot of fun, and I don't know.
8:40.
At 8:40 today, we may carry
way too busy.
some more of his comments. And maybe Brett Hull will be speaking too. We don't know.
We don't have to go anymore because we already did it.
Do you think anybody was following his stupid logic there when he first started saying that?
Never in the history.
Never in the history. They don't even do it
I don't
anymore.
know. It's my favorite speech of all time.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, put I Have a Dream.
Okay, that's better.
Brett Hull.
That's better. The
Gettysburg Address.
4 7 years ago.
FDR's address to the nation after Pearl Harbor, and then Brett Hull. I'll put it fourth.
What if FDR had gone on the radio sounding like that? Like just hammered.
Like
he had
after
about
the war
12
ended?
old fashions.
We don't have to go anymore.
We don't even have to go anymore. The Japan bombed us. Andy Reid is warning his players, saying, hey, have a good time, but don't have too good a time. You may remember last year, Jalen Watson was taken away from the parade in a wheelchair.
I don't remember that.
Because he drank so much.
Wow.
God love you.
Tom Brady basically had to be taken off in a wheelchair. Remember
Yeah,
that? He
that
could
was-
barely walk.
That was
Tampa Bay
disturbing.
celebration.
Disturbing from a guy who has a team of scientists that count every calorie that goes in his body and
Yeah.
make sure it's of a certain quality.
He's given one day to cut loose, and it's parade day.
Yeah, it's just such a public day to cut loose.
Didn't he throw the Lombardi Trophy from boat to boat to
he,
Gronk?
He and Gronk were playing catch with the Lombardi Trophy from boat to boat.
Were there hoes as well? There were boats, but were there
Yes.
hoes?
Yeah.
Boats
Yes.
and hoes? Yeah, so Andy Reid said this in a news conference, and as I mentioned, Watson himself was the guy who posted a photo to Twitter of himself slumped in a wheelchair, being wheeled around by a security guard. And the caption was, Chiefs Kingdom, y'all were responsible for this.
Throwing in beers.
Then he said, you got to fight for your right.
God.
Is there any chance we could get through the parade without that?
Will
being
that
said?
song be played today in Kansas
Oh,
City?
my God.
I have a question. Will Taylor Swift be there? Will she be on the float with Kelsey?
Oh, that's a good one.
Doesn't she have a show in Australia or somewhere?
Does she?
I don't know.
Not sure.
I think she's in Lubbock tonight.
She's playing Lubbock, then Australia, and then she's playing San Marcos after that. Whoever's scheduling her tour, just
Yeah,
they
it's not-
haven't planned
makes
the
no sense.
logistics.
So it
Lubbock
looks
on
like-
Thursday, Budapest, Hungary on Friday.
Indeed.
She travels around in private jet. Have you ever looked at her private jet?
She does not fly coach on American?
No, she's got a couple.
How
couple
can she
private
afford
jets.
that?
Does she have a big jet, like a 747?
No, it's a smaller one. I think it carries about 17 people, something like that. She's got a couple of them, and I think she owns them, not leases them.
Yeah, we got to talk to her about leasing.
No. Does D&M do jets?
You bet. Any
They
make,
would-
any model.
They would for Taylor Swift.
I would like to fly in a private jet just once.
It's pretty sweet, yo.
Yeah, you did it. You flew in Jerry's?
Several times, yeah.
Gosh.
Good call.
How can I ever trust your Cowboys' opinions? You have been so bought and paid for by Big Jerry.
I am the leading cowboy expert in this town for the last 30 years, so that's how you can trust me. You're not going to find me pumping up Dak next year.
One ride on a private jet, and you'll be like, "Hey, man, Dak's the guy.
Yeah.
Man. He
I'm
can
thinking
really,
maybe.
he can really do it." I can't believe you both have flown on private jets, but I'm not sure that I don't think that I have. I flew on a charter. Was that a private jet, or was that just
No, that doesn't really
No,
count.
thank
okay?
You're talking about my ticket fantasy flyaway
Yeah.
experience that almost took my life.
Yeah, that almost killed you.
Yeah, that was my one private jet experience, so I don't recommend it.
And George, you've flown twice or 3 times.
Couple times on Jerry's, and then last year, friend Dave Johnson was the one who took a bunch of people to the Cowboys-Vikings game.
He owns a jet.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh,
I know. Dave's my hero.
I need to get richer friends. Frowls. Speaking of Jerry Jones, George, you'll want to comment on this story
I have no comment on it.
because you're a private jet rider of Jerry Jones. You won't comment
Not
on
anymore. It
this.
was like 20 years ago.
Jerry Jones's lawyers filed a request yesterday. I guess this says Thursday, so I guess almost a week ago, asking a judge to push back the trial date in the sexual assault lawsuit that he has been facing since 2020.
Isn't that a common play? You just try to kick the can down the road and keep kicking it. And
push them together.
maybe you get some sort of settlement or something, and then it just goes away.
Till Jerry's in a coffin.
Well,
and then they say, okay, now we can do the trial.
I wasn't going to say that.
The jury trial was set for March 18th, but he is asking that the date be reset to no sooner than March 3rd of 2025. So push it back a year. And they say it's to conduct formal discovery. He's saying that they had a hard time with tux rentals, and so they need the extra time to do formal discovery.
We'd like it pushed back to March 30th of 2035.
The personal injury lawsuit filed in September of 2020 in a Dallas County court. It was dismissed in February of 2022, but then an appellate court reversed that decision and went all the way to the Supreme Court of Texas. And they affirmed that, yeah, this thing can go forward. So
it started in 2020, so we're 4 years into this thing.
This is the one that was brought by the woman that said that Jerry kissed her on the mouth and forcibly grabbed her without her consent in the Tom Landry room of AT&T Stadium after a Cowboys game.
In the Tom Landry, if he did it, did he have to do it in the Tom Landry room?
Yes.
And was he cosplaying Tom at the time wearing a fedora? Come on. You be my Alicia Landry. I'll be Tom.
Okay.
Let me show you my flex defense. Or it's nothing
That's
to laugh
nothing
about.
to
If it
make
is
jokes.
true.
Right.
If it is true. Allegedly, if it is true.
Who knows?
Or allegedly, if it's not true. Allegedly. Jones is the defendant along with the Dallas Cowboys Football Club and the National Football League. So they're all defendants in this.
Cowboys.
We ought to get our legal NFL experts on to talk about this at 8:40, the Skinlanen brothers.
Oh, good idea.
They're in Australia.
With Taylor? They're opening up for Taylor? Or just covering
the tour.
Did you see the car crash that happened down in Austin? A car plows through the front of an emergency room. Ends up in the lobby. And it injured 5 people. The driver of the car was killed. But it injured 5 people inside the hospital, including a child that was left with life-threatening injuries. Happened at 5:30 p.m. yesterday at St. David's North Austin Medical Center. The driver pulled from the car, received CPR, but died there in the ER.
They think it was an accident?
Yeah, they're saying it appears to be unintentional. So I don't know if that driver was already having a medical episode and trying to get to the ER and got there about 3 seconds too fast. So, I don't know. What's weird is it said that the 4 of the 5 injured were taken to other hospitals.
I saw that note too, and they said because their ER was overwhelmed because of the crash, but I don't really follow that.
How can it be overwhelmed because of the crash when these are the victims of the crash?
Right.
Well, maybe they're trying to put out fires or something to catch on fire.
Oh, I assumed overwhelmed meant that they had too many people.
That's what I thought.
Oh.
But you could be right, George.
But if you have too many people because of the crash, those would be the people that were in the crash, which would be these people. It's kind of like a logic puzzle. It also busted open an aquarium that was inside the ER. You ever seen those buildings that'll have like a whole wall aquarium?
Yeah.
Fish in it and everything? One of those things bust. That's a mess. Maybe they're taking care of the fish. Did y'all ever have an aquarium growing up?
No, not a real one.
Growing up, my kids did.
You had Javier, the goldfish. I remember him. That lasted like 5 years.
Amazing. They're supposed to last 6 months, and he lasted maybe even been longer than that. Maybe been like 15 years.
I don't think the goldfish lasted 15 years. Notable death. Bill Post has died at the age of 96.
Not Mike Post, who wrote all the great TV themes.
No.
Not Marky Post.
And not Marky Mark Post.
Bill Post. Did he invent the Post?
He invented Pop-Tarts.
Wow. Oh, Post cereal.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's the same as that.
Oh.
Yeah.
But he invented Pop-Tarts.
But he invented Pop-Tarts.
I wonder what he thought of the Pop-Tart Bowl and the...
They were an instant
Pop-Tart.
hit when they were test marketed in Cleveland in 1963. He was one of 7 children of Dutch immigrants and invented the Pop-Tart.
And he admits the cinnamon was the best one of all time.
I'm with you. I love the cinnamon with the...
brown sugar?
Yeah, brown sugar glaze on the top of it.
Agree. That was my favorite.
And then after the frosted Pop-Tarts came out, it's like the regular Pop-Tart. I want no part of that. I got to have the frosting on top of it now.
Are Pop-Tarts dangerous?
I don't know, Craig.
Post-consumer brands, Post cereal, did not own the Pop-Tart, even though it was invented by Bill Post. That's a Kellogg's brand.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's part of the Post family. He just happened to have that name.
I know. I was clarifying that for me.
Hey, guys. Oh.
Well, he contributed.
Yes, he did.
Have you guys eaten more than 10 Pop-Tarts in your lifetime?
Oh
yeah.
My God.
It's a part of every balanced breakfast.
Although I will say, there's nothing that makes me feel cheaper than after I've eaten a Pop-Tart. The whole experience leaves me with that I don't think I've eaten anything natural here.
Right.
Like, not one part of this feels like I would find it in nature.
There's not a Pop-Tart tree?
No. Pat O'Brien is 76. What?
He had some...
That voicemail?
Yeah.
Maybe we need to review his voicemails. What was the woman's name? Becky?
Not on his
Betsy?
birthday. Let's give him a break on his birthday.
Yeah.
Let's get a bag of cocaine and another girl and...
That's full throttle.
Teller of Penn and Teller is 76. He's the silent one. Jackie Martling, 76 as well. Meg Tilly, 64. Simon Pegg is 54. Rob Thomas, singer of Matchbox 20, is 52. Freddie Highmore is 32, actor from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and The Good Doctor. Jim Kelly turned 64 today.
Greatness.
Lost how many Super Bowls?
4.
In a row.
Jim.
In a row. Ugh. That's tough. Jesse Tuggle, 59.
Falcon.
George Murison, 53.
7 feet 7 inches tall, I believe.
George.
He starred in My Giant with Billy Crystal. He was in a movie. And Drew Bledsoe is 52.
Former Cowboy great.
Yep.
And Tony took his job, right?
Yes.
And so did Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now Drew Bledsoe makes wine in Oregon or Washington.
It's good, too.
Of course, George knows that.
He took a private jet to a wine tasting.
It goes great with steak.
All right, Gordo, thanks. That's Muse and the news. Somebody said this is a weird topic for Valentine's Day, but it is kind of fitting because today is Ash Wednesday.
Indeed. And I thought about this because we went through this recently in my family. I mentioned last week my brother had passed, and his ceremony for our family was this past weekend. And just for the record, he was cremated, and it started a conversation with my siblings and some relatives about our wishes. And I think everybody answered the same, cremation, which was not the average answer 20 years ago or 60 years ago. Only 3% of those who passed in 1960 were cremated. It is now up to 60% as of 2023. And they think that by the 2030s, this will be at 75% of those who pass the way they want to go through that part of the ceremony as being cremated instead of buried. And as we grew up, if you heard about a funeral, there would be a procession and there would be the graveside service, and there would be a casket and all that. And I guess I assumed that as a kid, but I was one of those. A few years back, I think after my parents passed, I started thinking about it. And it is something that you need to tell your relatives. I don't know what the age is.
You need to pre-think.
But I don't know, once you become an adult, maybe, and hopefully if you have a spouse, you can tell them your wishes and I guess get them in writing. I've had a will for a long time, but nowhere in writing do I have, this is what I want.
Really?
No. So, I've told my family I want to be cremated. And I told Wade Bowen I want him to play West Texas Rain at my service, and he agreed to do it. So the music would be good.
And I'll be
you are
backup singing and overclapping on that number.
There is a band that do not let this man in, and I've posted your picture, so you can't go in and do some sort of, as you say, you want a marionette service for you. Where
I want to be attached to cables. And there'll be a truss up above in the ceiling that will take me on a track, and I'll dance down the aisle and hop into my own casket.
And then close the casket.
And then close the lid.
Pretty awesome.
And then you hear a muffled, pre-recorded voice of me begging to be let out.
Okay, so there's
just
that.
To make everyone really uncomfortable.
And I'm thinking that you do want to be buried, don't you, Gordo?
I don't know, man. I have gone back and forth. I'm very ambivalent about it.
Yeah?
Like I have mixed feelings. Like part of me wants to be buried, and part of me wants to be cremated. So maybe I'll just split it in half, right at the waist.
And we all get to see that at the visitation too. That you'll
see an urn of my lower half, and then the top half of me. Actually, it'd be better the other way.
Yeah.
Half Gordo.
You can go visit my legs, the visitation,
man,
and then see the urn of my top half.
You should do that. That would be
he probably will.
A perfect ending to your life.
It is a perfect ending.
Would they comply with something like that?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
I don't think so.
But you
although, when you get cremated now, from what I understand, you can have just the urn, and those can be, I guess, displayed at the house, or you can have your wishes, those ashes will be spread in maybe one place or several different places. But they're now mixing the ashes with ink for tattoos, jewelry. I've heard of that.
You have someone compressed into a diamond.
It had a lot of diamonds.
Stop it.
A keychain made into a vinyl record.
What? Haven't heard that one yet.
I hadn't either. But apparently this is a
recording of the person's voice saying, "Help me! Help me! I'm in eternal pain!"
Maybe it's their favorite 10 songs or something like that.
Yeah, I guess that'd
probably
probably
be a better
better
way to go. What about you, Junior? What are you doing? Or do you know?
It's very strange because, like you, I don't have anything in writing, and I overthink everything in my life. Like I'm a planner, and I think way too much about everything. But I have not given what happens to my body more than 1 second of thought after I'm dead.
You've always been whatever anyone wants to do with you is fine.
Whatever my family decides they want to do with me is fine. I have absolutely no preference.
But I will say that it lightens their cognitive load if you do plan ahead.
Yeah.
And give them direction.
That way they don't have to
that.
make the decision, well, this is what he wanted, so...
Maybe you should word it something like, these are my wishes, with the caveat, if you feel more comfortable doing it a different way, then by all means do that.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for direction from me, here, just go along with this.
I remember having the conversation with my parents once about cremation versus burial, and they both really wanted to be buried. They did not like the idea of being incinerated.
Yeah, a lot of people don't.
A lot of people, that weirds them out.
And meanwhile, the burying thing is the part that creeps me out. I think the
worms
most.
eating you alive and your body just decaying.
Yeah.
That's creepy too. There's really no great answer.
No.
And like you said, maybe we should all have the attitude it really doesn't matter
Right.
But, I mean, at some point we're going to run out of room for cemeteries. That's part of my thinking of being cremated. I don't want to take up any more room. But there is the one, I think the advantage, and I guess you could do this even if you were cremated, to have some sort of marker or headstone. Because I do find for those who are left behind, there can be some comfort
and that going to have a place to remember and grieve and all that. Yes, I do believe. You know what's happened now, and I think these are really cool. I've had family members that have done this, is that you have is it called a columbarium?
Mm-hmm.
So you go in there and everybody has like their own niche.
Yeah.
And you decorate it. You can put pictures of the person's life in there. So you have the urn that's in there. It's basically like a whole wall of fish tanks. Think about it like that, I guess.
Yeah.
And you buy a space in there, and you can put 1 or 2 urns in there, and for married couples, and you put pictures of them in there. You could put trinkets from their life. You can put their their military medals in there. It's however you want to decorate it within reason. I don't think they allow nudity and things like that.
No, we don't need that.
But that to me is the best option of going and remembering a person and grieving for them, because they're indoors, they're air conditioned. It's interesting to walk around and look at other people's lives too. I think that those columbariums, the modern ones, are really cool. Not just where you're buried behind a wall, ashes are behind a big granite wall, but the actual glass front that is a display case of your life.
Yeah, that's interesting. And I think that type of thing is the way it looks like culture is going. There's been that's a huge shift in 60 years' time to go from 3% cremation to 60%. And it's a steady climb to where like I said, it's going to be like 75% here in the next 10 years or so. What about the area where the ashes are spread, and that's the place where you go and remember? And if it's a beautiful place, like it's on a lake or something, or in the mountains somewhere, and that's where you go. But then you got to be careful when you got to be careful where you put ashes.
I don't think you're allowed to just spread them everywhere. I think that's illegal.
Yeah.
I know that Disneyland has a big problem with that. Disney World, a big problem with people showing up to spread their loved ones' ashes. People have been arrested for doing that.
Someone really want to be that's where they want to go,
riding Space Mountain, all of a sudden you get a face full of the guy in front of you's aunt.
I'm a little surprised we haven't had a P1 over the years who wanted to spread their P1 friends' ashes at ticket stock.
I wonder if that's happened before. We don't know it.
Yeah, maybe they didn't tell us.
Maybe it has.
I do like that idea, though, of returning to the earth, ashes to ashes, and you're then going to be right there in that beautiful spot, your favorite spot on earth. I think I prefer that.
More returning to earth, though, is the decomposition. That's the part that feeds the earth and keeps the cycle going.
But you're in a box.
It's going to take a while.
Well, some religions, they don't embalm, and they bury you in a pine box to where you do return to the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's another element to this, is there are some religions where the dead body is so sacred, or like you're saying, they want it to return to earth, to feed the earth. There is a religious element here.
Sure.
There's, we've talked about it before. What's the composting one? Where they use your body as compost. I think they inject you with fungi or something.
They put you in a bag at Home Depot or something?
No, they bury you under a tree, and then the tree grows like 50 feet overnight.
Like the meatball story.
The what? What did you just say?
You know what I'm talking about, but we don't have time to explain it. So I guess my question to you is, do I need to put this in writing? These are my wishes.
I think you should.
Okay.
Put your wishes in writing. Like you said, the Wade Bowen stuff, or who was it, Randy, who was singing for you? Yeah. You couldn't book Randy for your funeral?
Well, I just think that there's a song. It's a long story.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, put all that in writing where your family has something to go by, because it's overwhelming when a loved one dies and you have to handle all that stuff. And if you know how it should go, how they would want it to go, that would help them out.
Yeah. How often do you go back, and if you do have a loved one that has the gravesite, how often do you go back? Once a year, once a month, once every 5 years?
some years I go back more than others, but it's so strange. I go there in my mind a lot, which I wouldn't be able to do if there wasn't a physical location that I knew that I could go to.
Yeah.
Like that place pops up in my mind so often, it's crazy. But I think that if a person is cremated and their ashes are just kind of still in the box that you got from the mortuary and you haven't put them in an urn so much, and
same shelf as the dog.
Yeah,
from,
and it's in the storage
back.
room, and it's like somehow that feels incomplete to me.
Yeah,
like you need a final resting place.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I don't visit my parents' graves as much as I wish I did. Like I try to on their birthdays or the date of their
Mother
death.
and Father's Day, things like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll also go 7, 8, 9 months and realize I haven't been out there.
Yeah.
And I feel bad about that.
Yeah.
Well, you know how it is. Eventually, all graves go untended.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the way it is.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day.
So, something romantic you can do for your loved one today, though, is to cut off a foot and have it made into a diamond and give them a ring.
Yeah.
Here's my foot ring.
All right, happy Ash Wednesday.
That's weirder than the meatball tree.
It's 8:34 on the ticket. Coming up next, we're going to talk about the psychology of winning 3 Super Bowls in 5 years with Dr. Carleton Maxwell.
Patreon.com/SportsGreek.
But right now, let's open the studio door and welcome in another old friend. It's Dr. Carleton Maxwell.
Oh, looky there.
He's our sports psychologist. He teaches psychology at the University of Texas at Dallas and has authored or co-authored more than 5,700 books. Good morning.
Good morning, George.
Yes, good morning.
And first to sing good morning. Hold on, let me have a sip of my morning kiwi.
Mm-hmm.
It's longer every time.
Are you okay?
Oh, that was a big load there.
Okay, yeah, big sip.
You held that in your mouth for a while,
I
didn't you?
I didn't have a Kleenex. Okay, let's talk about Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, Happy Valentine's
And
Day.
yours. Are you guys doing something special with your significant others?
Did you say you guys or you?
You guys.
You guys.
Yes, you gays.
Sure, we're probably going to do something.
Maybe take him or her, that's cool too, out to a nice dinner and then try to convince them to do unconventional stuff after you've both had about a bottle and a half of wine.
What's that now?
You know, before you collapse beside them, having only achieved a semi in the past 35 minutes of attempts. No? Anybody else? No. Okay, let's move on.
So you have big plans tonight?
Yeah, you know, I love Valentine's Day. Did you know that Valentine's Day was named after a massacre that happened in Chicago in the late 20s? A lot of people don't know this.
Unfortunately.
A lot of people don't know this. Yes.
The Valentine's Day Massacre.
Thought it went the other way around, but no.
You know, it's a very stressful time for livers. This Valentine's Day.
Livers.
Livers.
It's because you're drinking a lot.
What?
Livers?
Livers. People who live each other. Good Lord, man.
My bad.
Get the mud out of your ears, man. Yes, very stressful time for livers. You know, how do you get the perfect gift? How do you do weird positions after she's had too much steak at dinner?
Oh.
You know, very common. But I just want to say to everyone, the only thing you have to do is share your feelings. Just give that special someone a curd.
Share your feelings.
Give him a curd. That just tells them how you feel about them. That's more important than anything
Like a
else.
cheese curd?
What?
What?
You said a curd.
George.
A curd, like a Hilmer
Look at what
curd.
he's saying. He's saying curd.
God.
Look, can we please talk about spirits?
Yes, we wanted to ask you
let's talk
about
about
the psychology
Let's
of winning
talk
3
about
Super
the psychology
Bowls
of
in
winning
5
3
years.
Super Bowls in 5 years.
It's incredible.
First of all, let's talk about the psychology of the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl has a very difficult psychology.
It does.
Yes.
What does that mean?
You know, it's hard to get to the Super Bowl, and
Yes.
sometimes it's even harder to win it. And I think Brock Purdy found out the hard way that being a Lee Harvey Oswald lookalike doesn't guarantee you success in the Super Bowl. It
Right.
doesn't even make sense.
No,
Doesn't
of course
make
not.
sense.
No.
But
Patrick Mahomes has a really good psychology.
What does that mean?
He's just a winner, Craig.
Yes.
If you haven't noticed, look at him.
Yeah.
He's a winner.
I have noticed that he wins.
And I have to admit, I'm a little bit defensive about Patrick Mahomes because he and I are friends.
Oh, really?
Really?
We are indeed friends. Yes, Patrick Mahomes read one of my books and got in contact with me and said it really helped him.
Oh, that's great. What book?
It was The Psychology of Having a Muppet Voice. It was very limited print.
It is a
We
strange
only
voice.
sold the one copy, and it went to Kansas City, so I guess it was him that bought it. But yes, The Psychology of Having a Muppet Voice. No, actually, we sold two. I remember we sent another one to the guy who starred in Everybody Loves Raymond. Who's that guy? Yeah, that guy. Yes, but, and I watched the Super Bowl for the first time this year.
The first time?
Yes, I normally don't watch it. Because, you know what, as a sports psychologist, I don't like to bring the work home with me.
Okay.
And during my relaxation time...
But it's the world's biggest game, though.
It's the world's biggest game, but I watched it this year for one reason. Tay-Tay girl!
You're a Taylor Swift fan.
I love me some Tay-Tay.
Okay.
Eras tour forever.
Okay.
Crying emoji. But
But what?
But I will say this about Tay-Tay. I love her. Love everything she does.
You live her.
There's that word again.
But I'm worried about her boyfriend.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I think it's time for Travis Kelce to take my emotional regulation seminar. He needs some help. Because I saw him yell at that obese elderly man. And,
well, that's his head coach.
He looked extremely angry and extremely off-kilter. He was not centered. He needed to be centered.
Yes.
He was not. So, and plus he's going to be dealing with something, he's used to being a celebrity.
Yeah.
But now he's dating somebody who is far and away a bigger celebrity than he'll ever be. And that is Tay-Tay girl.
Yeah, we know. We know who that is.
Got it.
But I think that Travis would do well reading a book on the psychology of dating a celebrity.
Oh, okay.
And
What's
I
that?
have a couple that I've published. This is My Life with Lance Bass by Dr. C. It's an anonymous account of someone who dated Lance Bass.
Who is Dr.
Just
C,
an anonymous
Carleton?
name that was assigned to him and everything. Also, maybe Travis would take it from this source a little bit better if he read Plowing Through Celebrity Tale by Tony Romo.
Oh, my gosh.
Well,
I don't remember that
at least
one.
it's from the football player angle.
Yes, from the football player angle.
Angle, yes.
But now Kansas City is going to be going for a three-peat.
How about that?
And three-peats are very difficult. Not impossible, but very, very difficult.
Not what?
Not impossible.
A what?
Impossible.
I'm saying it clearly. You're not
Appreciable.
listening clearly, but I'm saying it clearly.
Appreciable.
They're very difficult, but it can be done. I mean, have you ever gotten together with a whole group of men and tried to do a three-peat? It's hard, but it can be done. I can tell
I know what you're talking about.
It can be done.
I know what you're talking about.
You know it can be done.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy
Happy Valentine's Day. See ya. There he goes, Dr. Carleton Maxwell.
What do you think about this football idea that if they called holding on every play that the players would stop holding? If you policed it really hard, would the guys stop holding?
Man.
Bad Uncle, one of our P1s, says, imagine if every time you went over the speed limit, you got a ticket. You'd set your cruise control to the speed limit, and you'd never risk it.
I think, yes, it probably would lead to the players not holding, but I don't think anybody's willing to go through the painful period of however many games where there are 100 penalties called.
The fans would be 53. So mad. Yeah, we wouldn't have patience as consumers to watch it happen.
Right.
No. You know, and a lot of it is, too, the way it's coached. They would rather them hold than get their quarterback killed.
Right.
So that's the other part of this is you're going to get quarterbacks hit a little bit more.
I remember when that idea was first exposed to me, I'd be like, oh, man, I can't believe that guy. He just ruined a great play. because he held on that. And then I go, oh, yeah, the guy was about to get killed, so he had to do that.
Yeah.
Kristen, funny name, Kristen Taylor's version, in parentheses, behind it. Her HSO, I hate the frosting on Pop-Tarts.
What?
How is that possible?
Sports opinions.
The regular Pop-Tart just seems way too nude without frosting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, she's wrong on that.
About everything.
Let it go. That was 50 years ago. Chris corrects us on Twitter. He says, actually, he confirmed something that you and I said, Giorgio. He said that we were right, that Taylor is indeed playing Cheatham Street Warehouse in San Marcos. There you go.
He's got the sign.
Yeah, she's playing. Looks like Thursday.
Right
She'll be
before
there.
Stoney plays.
Yeah, Stoney's got the Friday night, so he's got the choice spot. But she's playing on Thursday there. So.
I've been there. That's a great place.
Will Taylor ever play Cheatham Street?
I bet she did back in the day.
That's a good question. It would be interesting to see what venues Taylor has played here in Texas.
Yeah.
Like before she got really big.
She may have played there.
Did she ever play like, I don't know, what's a facility down there in Deep Ellum? Like she ever played
8 Airs?
8 Airs. Did Taylor Swift ever play 8 Airs?
I'm going to say no.
That shotgun bar. Everybody squeezing past, not really paying attention to her. AJ says that I need to use AI to make drunk Brett Hull give the Gettysburg Address. As we were...
So, that's a good use of it there.
As we were imagining earlier in the show, as we listened to cuts of Brett Hull. Do we have the one in the History of Ever cut?
Yeah, the one I sent you, Tyler, at the beginning of that's where it sounds like a presidential speech of...
What year was
never
this?
In the history of ever.
What year was this the Blues won the
2018
Stanley Cup?
Somewhere in there? Is that when they won it?
Okay, so listen, here's a little Brett Hull addressing the...
Stand by.
Who's playing it from where?
Well, he's trying to find the one that I sent him that has the history thing.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
Stand by.
That's okay. Yeah, but that'd be a good idea. If we could get 407 years ago.
Who knows? Maybe Lincoln was tanked when he gave that speech.
It's a government for the people, of the people, by the people.
That's loud.
God.
Ric Flair. No one in the history could have imagined how this day would ever end. And guess what? It's not gonna end.
Still laughing. That music going. Man,
you,
was that music playing when Lincoln gave the Gettysburg Address? Did they have anything going over the PA at the time?
I'm going to have to look that up.
And was Lincoln standing in the back of a Sebring convertible or something like that? I don't know. But yes, that would be a great use of AI. If AI was invented for no other reason
that's what we need,
than to give us drunk Brett Hull Gettysburg Address, then it was not a mistake. Hefe Likes Beer says, Muser's fun fact. After the Gettysburg Address, Abraham Lincoln broke out in an a cappella rendition of Gloria.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the more you know. Yeah.
That's an amazing
The way he's all
ironic
taunting.
note, though.
Gloria, Gloria, I think I got your number. Gloria.
We have that time.
Gloria, Gloria, I think I got your number. Gloria.
Does his breath smell good at that moment?
No. It smells like Budweiser and sausage.
Would those soldiers who had just fought in Gettysburg have been looking around at themselves if Lincoln broke into that?
Broke into Gloria.
Dr. Gidge says, thank you guys for cremation versus burial talk today. As a counselor specializing in grief, I believe this is such an important topic to discuss, but very uncomfortable. For the record, I'm hoping for a Muser's eulogy, she adds.
Oh,
Okay.
we could do that.
We could start doing those, I guess.
No, we can't do those.
Ruin a ceremony.
Yeah, I mean, people would think that they'd want one, but there's a lot of your relatives that may not be ticket listeners who
just came in town to pay their respects and have to put up with that.
Yeah, they'd be so offended by us saying that your life wasn't that big a deal.
Paul in what?
Sky burial. You ever heard of that?
No.
P1 sent me a link to that, and I had read about this before. So sky burial, I think this is done, Tibetan Buddhists may do it, in that area where it's hard to dig graves, very rocky, and plus they want you returned to Earth, so they leave you out and let the birds pick you apart.
Okay.
All right.
And then the birds poop you back to Earth.
Well, okay, you don't have to keep following it.
What about the skeleton? What do they do with that?
I think that gets scattered around, right?
They use it for Halloween decorations.
Although, isn't that somewhat of a problem if there's just bones strewn everywhere? You don't know whether it's a crime scene or a sky burial. The P1 pastor says, Gordon, I 100% want you to sing back up and overclap at my funeral, unlike Giorgio.
Yeah, I don't want you at my funeral.
Can I get on the list? Please let me sing back up at your funeral.
No. I don't even know if I want you there, because I'm afraid you'll somehow commandeer the mic and say a bunch of really uncomfortable things.
Oh, yes. Believe me, I've been writing on it.
Was Giorgio really that great?
For many years now. I've revisited every year to kind of update it and see if I want to go through and change anything in the speech. But I keep it at the ready. Trevor says, sorry, Junior Miller, I got to go with Gordon and George on their skits of foreign leaders. So hilarious. Of course, referencing Vladimir Putin, who oftentimes wants to make a run for the border, or he's just sitting down to a nice pizza that's been delivered. And then the wife starts in on him, something he forgot to do on the honey-do list. Vlad! Did you get that recycling can out front? Okay, does Vladimir Putin have to take his own cans out in front of the Kremlin? Oh, jeez, it is Monday. Yes, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So sorry. Recycle. Can you put the cardboard boxes right beside the receptacle? Will they pick those up or no?
And I don't think that humanizing perpetrators of genocide is funny.
Hello.
But
I understand. It's like when y'all...
Let's cut that back a little bit.
When y'all do the stand-up on the shooter at Virginia Tech, I never really found that funny.
Jiverly Wong?
Yeah.
What is that about? I don't know that one.
See? Now here y'all go.
Yeah, what do you have to say to that, Craig? He's high-horsing you on that one.
Because I'm not high-horsing. I'm saying if y'all want to have that comedy outlet, that's fine. I just never really got into it. Like I do Vlad making a run for the border.
Vlad, did you get anything for Valentine's Day?
Oh, holy hell.
Oh,
hey,
fart.
Petrov, come here.
No.
Go to CVS and go to the picked over Valentine's aisle. Get something, anything. Get a card and some candy.
Yes, I got you something, honey.
Just please, hurry. Take my car. No, take the Camry. Take the Camry.
Bingo.
Oh, no, look at Junior.
Man.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'll try to get him to do it less.
You know,
no, I like it. I like it every
sending
segment.
one to the picked over Valentine's
Every
Day.
segment.
I think every
It's only the
segment's
segment.
great. Keep doing it.
It's only the second one.
Also, pick up some Tums and some of that nasal spray stuff, eh?
And tell him you don't want receipt. They're too long.
Yeah, the receipt is so long in those things. It's crazy.
Coming up
Looks
next
like
segment.
a homecoming mom. This is so long.
Next segment, more lovable Vlad Putin.
All right, let's test
he's
it out
not
on
lovable.
David.
He's not lovable. Shan also says, as a reminder, I'm a big fan of Putin on the Ritz reality show sketches. And she's the one who included him coming out of a Taco Bell with 2 burrito Supremes.
7 children were killed in a hospital bombing in Ukraine yesterday, ordered by Vlad Putin. But what was funny?
Nothing.
Hot dog.
We're just talking about a TV show.
Confused says, "Hey, Gordon Jr. and George, bring back Valentine's Day cards." What?
Boy, amen to that.
I don't know what you are talking about there.
Stop bringing it up because you just distance from it now.
I don't know. What am Valentine's Day cards? And then Confused includes one. It says, "Lover, tonight I'm going to say those 3 words you have wanted to hear. Grab your ankles." Who would write such a card? That just...
You could have made $1 billion if you started.
Not have made.
If you would have started your own card company. Because most cards that you buy at the store are not good. They're not funny.
Why is it so hard to find a good card?
They're not funny and they're not entertaining. They're not really sweet.
Okay, but those aren't going to sell.
The heck they're not.
Grab your ankles cards.
Okay, we can edit some of that, but most of yours were hilarious.
I don't know about that. Wrong then, wrong now. So
that's right.
So now, as all of culture is riding the high horse,
Wrong.
We believe it's wrong now.
I just thought it was funny. It was a Gordo card.
It's one of the new Gordo line of cards. It's all they had, to be quite honest with you.
By the way, I've spent the last 10 minutes trying to find
your ankles.
Taylor Swift's first ever Dallas-Fort Worth appearance, and I cannot find it. You know how
maybe she didn't have one.
We know U2 played the Bijou, that club, in 1980 or whatever.
Yeah.
She played the Toothy Bijou.
But I wonder, did she play the Barley House or something way back in the day, or did she just start with big venues?
I think the only small venues she played were around her hometown in, Pennsylvania?
Like she got big really fast, so she didn't
She went to Nashville, and then she just started playing big venues.
Billy Bob's.
All right, Gordo, thank you. That's the corner.
Well, look at
you
this.
have a condom page?
A snake in the birdhouse.
Well, a corgi, actually.
What is up?
Hey, Snake.
So I guess the first question to Captain Vegas and Hernia Boy will be...
Captain Vegas and Hernia Boy. That sounds like a TV show I'd watch.
We don't know who this is with their shirt off at the Chiefs parade right now.
It's a very chiseled young man.
Because it's probably in the 30s there, I would guess. Maybe colder. I don't even know. Would you have gone with that look for the entire...
57.
Oh, it is?
That's not,
Dude,
it's great.
Unseasonably warm.
That's why he has his shirt off.
Would you have done that for the entire 30th birthday party?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
You would not have.
No. I think the wife would have had something to say about it. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But other than that, why not?
Why don't you look like that?
I know if I look like that, I would never, ever put on a shirt.
Ever.
No matter where I went, church.
Yeah, everywhere you go.
It's just shirtless if I look like that.
With your washboard abs.
Oh,
and
God.
1% body fat.
Those guys.
Yeah,
All right.
They make me sick.
What is a musical genre that you enjoy? Not necessarily a huge P1 of that genre that would surprise people. According to Mason here, he says minor K-pop. Sorry to trigger you, Cobra. Used to live in Korea. And Latin American salsa merengue. Merengue?
Yeah.
Merengue?
Merengue?
Merengue is what you put on a pie.
Yes, lemon meringue.
Yeah. All right.
That would surprise people? I got a drinking problem. There you go. There it is.
I don't know, because Broadway music, but I don't think that would surprise people.
You don't think so?
I think it would.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I like show tunes.
So you actively listen to show tunes?
Yeah.
Like when you're in the gym or something like that, you're like, you know what, I'm going to listen to the entire Oklahoma song track.
I have done that before. The Greatest Showman, I thought, had a great soundtrack, and I listened to that when I used to work out, and then...
The Greatest Showman, you'll work out to that.
This is the greatest show. I'm like, yeah, it pumps me up, yeah. So that, and then...
Okay.
Rent, I love Rent's sound. Rent, the musical, has a fantastic soundtrack. There's some really good Broadway shows out there that have great soundtracks.
I think I go classic rock because I worked at the Bone and I really did enjoy some of the tunes. Yeah. And so now there are some that are firmly in the playlist that I think will surprise some people.
Yeah, mine would have been a couple of years ago, the whole Americana country scene. But, I mean, I've always liked that. I've always been into it.
It's good music.
But, like, Jason Isbell took it over the top, and then I became a fanboy, and now I'm just labeled as that. So
labeled is correct.
Well, it is. It's true. It's true.
It's who you become.
All right, which death will hit you the hardest when it happens? Nolan, Earl Campbell, Roger Staubach, or Dr. J? He throws in there.
Nolan. I mean, the others are, Nolan 100% for me. The other three are really kind of before my time.
Yeah. Right, it's Roger. I mean, Roger was my childhood hero, so that is unquestionably him.
Hit me the hardest out of those four. It's probably Nolan, but Dr. J is not far behind.
When did you become a Cowboy fan?
It's pretty late. It was even after the championships. After the 90 Super Bowls.
Really?
Yeah.
Nolan's 77.
You weren't into the Cowboys at all.
I mean, I watched, but my dad was never a Cowboy fan. So
who did he like?
No one in particular. He just didn't like Dallas.
Football.
So if, I'm watching a game and kind of trying to be like him, they just weren't my favorite team. Plus, Randall was around.
Randall came around about that time, and that sent you over the top.
Over the top.
So were you never, did you ever lose that Eagles thing when he left, or was it when Randall left, you're like, I'm done?
Yeah, I lost it when he left.
Good.
I was one of the first ones that went just player only. I didn't actually care about, just wasn't a huge Eagles. I had Eagles gear, of course, but it's all Randall.
Yeah.
I was just Randall, man.
Yeah, see, I'm wondering that with my kid because he's still, he's 18 now, and this started when he was 8 with Steph.
Shut the f*** up!
So he'll just stay becoming a Warriors guy?
There's no way, right?
No, there's no way.
He just loves Steph so much. Still, as now a guy that could go to war, he still loves Steph. Like, that obsession is still there.
But you had that. You had that with Roger, right?
Absolutely. But I was 10 when he was done, or 12 or whatever.
He's 82 years old now. Roger is.
But even if you didn't and he continued to play, you would still have still had that love. So it's hereditary.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's in his DNA.
All right. Which one is easiest? Which one is most difficult? From Grand Douchey. 8-foot putt to win the Masters. Free throw to win the NBA Finals.
That's the hardest one.
No way.
Yes, it is.
25-yard field goal to win the Super Bowl.
That's it. I couldn't make that.
25?
Or a penalty shot to win the NHL Finals. What does that even mean?
That means somehow
you got to beat the goalie?
Yes, one-on-one. Penalty shot is one-on-one.
Yeah. I need an open net from the back blue line or something.
You have to be able
to
skate and handle a puck on ice, which is different.
That's the most difficult. You're not beating a goalie.
If you're talking your skill set now, I just thought even overall as an athlete.
Oh, I thought he was talking about us.
Oh, us. Yeah, of course. If you can't skate,
take free throw
it's
all
going
day.
to be hockey.
I could walk out right now and hit 10 free throws in a row.
You know what? You can't. And you won't. And we're going to write that down, hernia boy, and challenge it. And even if you miss one, there will be a vast
I made
penalty
17 free throws in a row like a week ago.
From 2 feet in your...
at the free throw line playing with my son.
With nothing on the line.
Yeah.
On an 8-foot basket.
With nothing on the line.
Make up your stuff.
Dude, I think that you can...
A putt would be 8-foot putt to win the Masters would be more difficult.
It would be impossible.
That's tough.
Oh,
unless
my God.
You've been
on those
practicing
greens?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't just... the reality of a free throw is, yes, the pressure and there's people around you, but it's still the same as it is on any measurement of goal.
Not to win the NBA Finals with that on the line.
Yeah, but they just drop you in. You've shot free throws before. You've never putted on Augusta's greens. That'd be impossible.
For me, it would be easiest is the field goal. No question. Oh, yeah.
Well, if you're talking personally, yes. The easiest one for Corby is definitely the field goal.
Yeah.
You don't think the putt would be easier?
No.
Man, I couldn't kick a field goal. I would shank that thing.
Oh, write that down. It's the first time he mentioned something he couldn't do.
That's not true. I've mentioned multiple things.
First time.
I couldn't score on the penalty shot. The goalie would stop me.
The goalie would just sit. He wouldn't even move. He'd just sit like, okay, you're waiting like 20 minutes as you fall down the ice.
Because I couldn't get there, right. I have to have one hand on the chair and the other hand with the stick in the puck to get down there.
All right, which gets the most TV time once football is done, now that we're in the off-football season? And this guy lists some weird stuff that I know right off the shoot, these three I'm not into. IndyCar.
No.
No. Formula One.
No.
No. NASCAR.
No.
No. Basketball.
Yes.
College and or pro. Way more pro.
Mm-hmm.
College basketball for me is
until conference tournament time and March Madness.
Yeah,
then
right.
I don't watch a lot at all.
I can't. It's so the product is ridiculously bad compared to the NBA. Like embarrassingly
I've
bad.
watched more women's college basketball than I have men's so far.
Really?
Yep.
Yay!
To watch who? That Caitlin Clark?
When LSU played South Carolina. That's a pretty fun game, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
Pretty fun.
So, and then he lists baseball and hockey, which they're about even for me as far as keeping up with.
I will
think
say
basketball
baseball,
pro basketball is
number one, but
by a mile.
Yeah, because it doesn't even have to involve the Mavericks, and I'm watching. But if it's baseball, then it's going to have to involve the Rangers. If it's hockey, 98% of it has to involve the Stars, unless you get to playoff time, and then I'll maybe tune into another game.
Yeah, I'm right there with
but
you.
then all the other ones aren't, unless you say, hey, we're going to have to talk about this.
Boy,
then I'm out.
Don't you love the Formula One muscles that were rolling around this place a couple of years ago? Oh, man.
So much for that.
Drive to Survive. So, like, it was like 6 months of, I can't wait. Oh, Sunday in Monaco. I can't wait, bro.
Obviously.
And then it just all went away. Like, almost instantaneously.
It was all because of the
gone.
Netflix show.
I know.
And now they've done one
who's
for
your guy,
NASCAR.
man? You like the Red Bull guy?
I didn't watch 1 second of it.
I didn't either.
You like Lewis Hamilton?
I tried to watch the first episode, and then I was just like, no.
It's not for me.
I can't do it.
But you in for the Daytona 500 this weekend?
That's this weekend?
Yeah, Sunday.
That's the first time I've heard that it's this weekend.
Well, there you go. Now you have Sunday afternoon programming ready for you.
If you lost a bet and had to live with either of the three, who do you choose for a year? Travis Kelce. I don't got a problem with him.
None.
Sold.
That would be great.
I'd love to live with him.
Brett Hull.
That'll be fun.
Sounds like a blast.
Okay, he's a little old.
Or Dude Perfect.
Oh, Travis Kelce, 100%.
Yeah.
You kidding me?
Dude, you think that you could hang with Brett? Brett Hull would drink you under the table.
I don't want to hang with Brett Hull.
Well, he would drink you under the table.
100% agree with you. I'm not even trying to keep up with that dude.
We already did it.
And just think of the circumstances now. So if Taylor comes to visit and she just has a friend with her, and now
Exactly.
you have to be the wingman as Taylor and Travis
How are
in
you
the corner.
introduced? Like, is he just like, this is my buddy? He
it's
didn't really
my roommate.
Do you work? Do you still have your job?
Yeah.
You do?
This is my roommate.
Okay. This is a radio guy.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't call
Blake,
me radio.
what
the
is
whole time.
up? How's Reynolds? Oh, he's out of the country? Oh, let me show you this in my room.
We are getting so much boy band ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100% you are.
Perfect.
You get to hang out with Blake Lively and Taylor Swift.
But what if you had to live with Dude Perfect?
Oh.
And every time you wake up, they have some sort of...
Like, hold on, don't move. We're about to make this shot
Yeah,
again.
they have your omelet going through the bathroom, through a chute, and up the stairs,
Don't
and
you
around the
picture,
corner.
like, all those-
and then it lands on your plate, and they go, yeah!
Like, all those
No
nerds
way.
do live
Yes
together.
way.
Like, they're all living in this big, dumb house.
It's probably the biggest mansion.
Oh,
They
of course
never
it
see
is.
each other except for stunts because it's so large. They probably have a secret passage, though, so that's cool.
A secret passage. What are you, 2? What's a secret passage?
Either he's 2 or Webster.
Yes.
That's like what Richie Rich
No,
had.
like on Webster, remember? Emmanuel Lewis, they had
That's
the
why I just called you Webster.
Yeah.
He had the secret passage from the grandfather clock in the lower stairs to his room.
So that's what you want as an
Yes,
adult. is
that
a
would be awesome.
A secret passage.
How cool would that be?
That's how they're going to fix your hernia. They're going to go through a secret passage.
Called my anus.
No doubt.
Hey!
There was
onus.
nothing cooler, though, than as a kid watching those shows and seeing, like,
Yes!
investigators, like, pull a book down and a whole wall move and
Correct.
stuff like that.
Or even
You
the
could do that
train
as
with
an
Rich
adult.
with silver spoons.
Yeah, the silver spoons.
Or
Yeah,
like
I
a
wanted a
retina
train
scan
big
thing,
time.
you know, where you got to look into something and the door opens.
We
Yeah.
looked at a house that had a secret passage that went up to like a secret stairway and like attic thing.
Kind of
Every-
like a secret passage.
But
huh?
dude,
Yeah.
every time I hear about that, I think of like John Wayne Gacy, who was stuffing kids in his little secret
basement thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what you think about?
Oh, my.
Yeah, I think of the worst things.
Yeah, because you could use that for storage of that nature.
Of children.
Of dead
All
bodies.
right, thank you, P1s. Thank you, Corby, I think.
Once again, the ticket presents Why Today Doesn't Suck.
Let's go down and talk to John Radigan, who has Colby Lewis with him.
Yeah, we got Colby here. Try to put into words how you're feeling right now, Colby.
It sucks.
And now, here are your hosts, Sean Bass and David Mino.
I got to go pee.
He's getting back. It's a sweet spot. Sean Bass, David Mino. It's a Mino night at the Mavs game tonight. And at 2:56, it's ham bun.
Thank you, Mino. Eatsy's Market and Bakery and GimmeTheVin.com brings you the side to my Joni Monty.
Oh, Deadwood. I love it, Ham. Thank you. So Captain Bill tonight, huh?
Captain Bill game.
I'll be there.
You'll be there?
Doing a little posty.
Good to meet Captain Bill at the old 30-year party.
He's a big P1. It's the reason I started listening.
It's a good man. Your mom is too. A good woman,
Yeah,
not a good
not a-
man. Yeah,
that'd be weird.
More of a
That'd
good
be-
woman.
Yeah.
What? Or would it be weird? Could be normal. I don't know.
They're very squared away. That's the vibe I
They
get from your mom
are.
and dad.
They're squared away, but they'll party on you at times.
Yeah. I took the one-hitter back with your mom.
Yeah. Don't tempt her.
You want this onesie?
Sweet.
Pastor the Apple.
Is this
sativa?
You get a hit now.
Now it's your turn.
Nothing had us more confused than when we saw your dad talk to Ham's wife for like 45 minutes.
That was something.
Like,
You have her
what's
cornered.
surreal.
And
What are they talking about?
I don't know. It was during Ticket Stock last year when
Yeah.
we did our Saturday morning show, and there's like 5 of us on stage.
And then she gave
and
out her number.
And about 4 people in the crowd, and 2 of them were Ham's wife and my dad. And they were just talking.
Got them digits, huh?
Maybe she was asking for tips about insure.
Yeah. We're all headed there. Do you prefer Boost or Insure?
I just got to get some calories in my husband. Anyway, today is Wednesday, February 14th, the 45th day of 2024, 321 days left in the year.
Happy Valentine's Day!
Pretty good.
Was that Irving Carey?
No. I don't
me
know
check
who
his
that, I don't know
armpit.
who that was.
You never know. It could be Gandhi, could be Secede Man Jr.
Yeah, does Secedman,
Could be Sinead
do they
O'Connor.
like Valentine's Day? I wonder.
Yep.
Oh.
Pamela Henderson.
Love is for
You have
everyone,
a-
David.
You have a hot date tonight?
Yep.
What are you going to do?
Hot Carl.
Have a hot Carl and vote Republican.
With your
That's
girlfriend?
what we do.
Oh,
Hey.
with your girlfriends?
Girlfriend?
No.
Have you not been listening?
No, what am I missing?
We're gay.
That person's gay?
But not for each other.
Okay. Because you're brothers.
Because that'd be weird.
I forgot how Secede Man Jr. figured into all this, too. I forgot y'all had a triplet.
We already kicked him out.
Oh.
Wasn't a true Secede Man Jr.
Is he also gay?
That was the problem.
Oh,
Not gay enough.
Too straight. We caught him looking at a picture of Sidney Sweeney.
Ah.
Bingo. What?
Might be center square
Yeah.
for Mino.
Yep.
Yeah.
Your mom's
Mino's
a bingo.
Sydney's weenie.
Mino's the one guy in the world who finds Sidney
That's
Sweeney
right.
really attractive.
Like
I made her popular.
Like, I don't know what
now
she-
everybody else
I've
thinks
always
she's
thought
hot.
beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Yesterday, at some point during the day, I noticed that she was trending, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
what?
Same.
It's got to be some sort of picture.
little fappening action.
Well, she was just wearing
Maybe a money belt.
like a cleavage dress at the movie premiere for that stupid superhero movie she's in.
Stupid. You mean movie of the year?
You're talking
You
superhero
mean
film.
About
Film
Madam
of the
Web?
year.
Madam
You mean
Web. yeah.
Cinema of the year.
Is she the star of Madam Web?
No, Dakota Johnson is.
Yeah.
Zach Johnson.
There's no way Zach Johnson is.
No, Dak.
Oh.
There you go, Mino.
I thought you said Fap Johnson.
I mean, that's probably what we'll be doing after
Have
posting.
this fuel your night.
Oh, yeah.
All right,
I've seen it all.
In 1876, Alexander Graham Bell and Alicia Gray apply separately for telephone patents. Who do y'all think the Supreme Court said is the rightful inventor, the man or the woman?
Unbelievable. You know what? Here's an upset. I wasn't aware that the name Alicia was a name in 1876. How about that? Chew on that, bitch.
She was like, how can I talk to my friends more? I need to invent the phone.
Settle down, guys.
That was her whole application for a patent.
Right. Yeah, she had no idea. All she had was like a can of corn and a wire, yeah.
And a string, right.
I want to talk to Dot. In 1899, the U.S. Congress began using voting machines. And they started rigging them, too.
Yeah, and everything
Stop the steal.
Georgia.
Were they Dominion?
Smartmatic.
'Cause I ain't voting on no Dominion machine no more.
Oh, those Smartmatics ain't any better.
Did you hear that eagle fly over me?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, is that yours? Is that why you're wearing that glove?
I hope he poops all over you.
Blew right out of his butt.
Sounds like we do have a third on our phone
Is that
line.
the Seed Man gerbil? It's a bald eagle. What a wide bird.
That would hurt.
Yeah, it does.
And I don't know why the Seed Man would be so horny for the American bird. Anyway, in 1929,
It's
the
complex.
St. Valentine's Day massacre occurred in Chicago, where 7 gangsters were killed allegedly on Al Capone's orders.
With the Tommy guns, like
Brutal.
This was
Valentine's Day.
pre-sip. On this date in 1971, President Richard Nixon installed a secret taping system in the White House. Worked out well.
Yeah, not really, but I give him credit for trying.
Still had the idea, though.
In 1991,
I mean, don't you think that either in his first term or about to be in his second term that's discussed? You need a wire here and a wire there.
Who's this?
Yeah, who's like this? A seance.
Did you mean
Rise?
Wire.
Rise, Spiro Wagyu. Rise.
In 1991, The Silence of the Lambs was released.
Oh,
in
my
theaters,
God.
Winning Best Picture, not Best Movie, 1992.
Oh, wait.
That's where we met Miggs.
Person.
Holds up.
Oh, does it ever hold up? So good.
It's where we learned how to load a van or a couch into a van.
Yeah. We also learned about Frederica Bimmel. And that she was a great big fat person.
Yeah, she's a big girl, sir.
She's a big girl, sir.
She wasn't that big.
Well, big enough to have a skin suit.
It puts the lotion in the basket or it gets the hose again.
Speaking of films, in 1992,
The
Wayne's
range on
World
this guy.
premiered.
It's like Rich Little was on the show.
I thought Frank Caliendo was on the music. On this date in 2005, Steve Chen, Chad Hurley, and Jawed Karim registered YouTube, a website for sharing videos.
Are they rich?
Yeah, which
No,
one of
they're
those
Steve,
guys
Chad, and
sold
Jawed.
out too early and wants to kill themselves?
Yeah, but even if he sold out too early, he's got to be beyond wealthy, right? We didn't sell out for like $50.
Like if he sold pre-Gangnam Style.
Like a sandwich coupon.
Yeah, it's like Kramer with the coffee.
The cafe lattes.
My sandwich just fell apart.
Sick Seinfeld reference.
That's an unbelievable contribution to our society.
It's incredible.
Yeah, how else would we be able to watch old Packer games from the 80s?
I'm telling you, well...
Or do anything to my car.
Or Family Guy videos.
You would need your own personal stash, Dave, of course, but it's a modern marvel that is not talked about enough.
Do you use it every day?
Every day.
Every day?
Every day.
Yeah.
What was first, YouTube or YouPorn?
Probably YouTube.
Probably YouTube.
But like, it was probably really close.
That's a bad
But
question.
then the YouPorn guys were like, wait a tick.
Steve Chen, 500 million, according to Internet.
What's the other guy's name?
Chad Hurley and Jawed Karim.
Jawed Karim.
Jawed Karim.
Kareem.
The wet cream.
Ah, skeet, skeet.
In 2013, you guys have probably been wondering why I look a little down today, wheeling a little slow.
Oscar Pistorius, the South African amputee sprinter / hero,
Blade Runner,
allegedly charged with the murder of his girlfriend Reva Steenkamp.
Allegedly charged?
Well, at the time.
No, he was definitely
No, he was charged with the alleged murder.
and then went to prison.
Alleged murder.
Yeah.
It was a he said, she said thing.
He just got out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever tried a blade?
Oh, yeah.
Are you talking to Justin?
Yeah,
who are you talking to?
Yeah, we didn't know. We were just
Yeah,
kind
I mean-
of.
Lando? No, I could never reach the Pistorius bar. So why even try?
Mm-hmm.
And in 2018, ex-student Nicholas Cruz shoots and kills 17 people at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. Let's get to birthdays.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
We have one cumulus birthday. Host of the Kick Around, one Andy Swift.
Yeah.
The man of international mystery.
Good dude.
Pound for pound, probably the most knowledgeable soccer human being any of us have or will ever meet.
He works for FIFA.
Yeah.
He takes bribes for a living.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like half Canadian, half Chilean, half Bulgarian.
Can never pin
That's
him
hot.
down.
Yeah.
Always crossing borders. Good dude.
Borders.
Good dude.
Good dude.
Always having to shield ladies from Peter. He does a great job.
Yeah, it's a tough job.
We have one P1 birthday. Hey, Monto, wanted to give a birthday shout-out to my good friend in P1, Georgie Rush. Georgie Russ. His heroes are Corby and Sean. He'd like to hear a Dave cover of Sinead O'Connor. That from P1 Stan.
Teach me about sport, Georgie.
I do know.
It's too bad that didn't come out in 94.
What year did it come out?
Like 86 or 87.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you would have crushed it.
Right?
You would have been the star. These people are holding their ears. God.
All right, Michael Bloomberg is 82. Former presidential candidate.
Oh, yeah. Didn't he dump like $700 million of his own money into a campaign that lasted about 3 weeks? It was a good try, though.
Carl Bernstein, the reporter, is 80.
Of Woodward.
The Watergate story.
So he turned... His birthday was the day that Nixon bugged the White House. Or bugged the...
Yeah, there's probably a big correlation.
Yeah.
Wow. That's probably
First
the reason
time-
he did it. They wanted to throw a surprise party for him.
Yeah.
First time a bear has ever taken down a U.S. president.
Not a Bernstein bear. God almighty.
I've not thought of that since I read that book to my kid.
It's Berenstain Bear.
Right, not Steen. Or Stein.
They're not Jewish bears.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
Okay, all right.
The mom bears seem like a real pain in the ass.
What
Just
does that mean?
You know, it's just rules. Always riding the
Maybe
dad.
hit you with a rolling pin.
Riding the
Well,
dad.
You know what I mean.
I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, I
in the
didn't see that
picture
book.
Hey, then they ain't really married.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh.
Berenstain Bears and the Birds and the Bees.
Boy, the dad just kind of laying there. Jackie Martling, a.k.a. Jackie the Joke Man, is 80.
Oh, he's what?
80.
80.
And he joins us now.
Remember, he came on and told the same joke like 3 times in 3 different appearances on the show.
Yeah, but they all felt new.
Yeah, they did.
It's like a 5-minute joke. He's just
Number
setting
one.
up. Like, okay.
Doing the
Here
mock
comes.
joke.
There he is.
Is he still having to work the Catskills, or does he have enough money to walk away from it all? To walk away from comedy?
I think
To
he's doing
end it
Madison
all.
Square Garden tomorrow.
Jerk.
Raymond Teller of Penn and Teller, he's Teller, is 76.
Good friend of mine.
Is he the talking one or the non-talking one?
He's the non-talking one, but after the Vegas show that I went and saw, I walked
little
up there,
chatty
and they were. You walk out, and they're standing there, and it's like, whoa, it's Penn and Teller, and it was like, that was a great show, guys. And the silent one goes, oh, hey man, thanks a lot. I was like, you're not supposed to talk.
Stop.
You're supposed to be like AJ Hawk.
That's like
Don't
Blue
say
Man
anything.
talking to you.
Yeah.
It'd be really weird.
I know.
Did you have a Blue Man run-in? last
Not at
Tuesday?
AJ Hawkins.
Yes, I was with you again.
But did you have a run-in is what I'm asking.
What do you mean? Like, did I bang one of them?
I don't know. They were...
Clearly nobody asked you that.
Like
While we're on the topic.
How was he?
I did stand there, and Blue Man was like staring at me.
Let me see your tongue.
He's just kind of dead fish.
Yeah, like, oh my god,
it's blue.
Yeah.
Did you need a blue chew man?
Dave.
Thank you.
Way to go!
I think Ham could be in the Blue Man group. He has the features.
He would have to shave.
Has
do
any
that.
man and or woman ever been busted by being with a blue man?
Like shot?
With the wife going, I'm gonna need to see your tongue.
Blue? Some like lipstick on the collar. It's
Right.
It's a lollipop, I swear.
Shag the
Your wife comes home and you said, you did what to a man group?
Here's our own Jackie. We don't need Jackie.
That's
Jr.
right, Jackie
We got
Jr.
L4G.
Jackie Jr.
Roger Fisher, guitarist of Heart, 74.
So close to Roger Federer. I was almost like going to be more excited than I've ever been.
I think we may hear from this person. Terry Gross is 73. Hi, Terry.
There's very little difference between me and that woman who does podcasts who shall be unnamed.
Sarah Koenig.
Oh.
Not her. I have nothing to do with her.
You know a Carleton Maxwell?
I don't know, man.
Or perhaps a Dr. Vaginissimus?
The man who invented it, Simon Pegg, 54. Rob Thomas, the singer of Matchbox 20, 52. Jim Jeffries, 47, the comedian.
What's a Matchbox 20 song that I would know?
Smooth.
That's not a Matchbox 20 song.
That's Third Eye Blind.
Santana.
Push.
How does that go?
Oh, it's this from Barbie.
And I will, and I will, I wanna I wanna take you for granted. I will.
Queef.
Denai Guerrera, who was Michonne on The Walking Dead and was in the Black Panther movies, 46. Freddie Highmore of The Good Doctor, 32. He was the autistic doctor. Sports birthdays, we have Jim Kelly, 64.
Machine Gun.
George Murrigan, 53.
Jerry Kelly, the golfer?
Jim Kelly.
Oh.
Not everyone's a golfer.
Nobody has ever asked about Jerry Kelly, the golfer, over Jim Kelly.
I did not understand him.
Wait.
Jerry Kelly, Wisconsin, though, right, Bob?
Yes.
Well.
And
Drew Bledsoe, 52.
Dominant since becoming a senior.
George Hageman, 51.
That's a Cowboy great.
Richard Rip Hamilton, 46.
Mask.
Masks?
Angel Di Maria, Bob, 36.
Mavericks?
Rip Hamilton? I don't think so.
No, I'm thinking Richard Jefferson.
Yeah.
There it is.
Former Cowboy great J.J. Wilcox, 33.
Wow.
Jadeveon Clowney, 31.
Future Cowboy.
Sean, your cousin, Tyler Bass, 27.
He's having a tough month.
And Jackson Smith and Jigba, 22.
Whoa.
Born on this
Rock
day,
on.
now
Yep.
dead. Christopher Latham Scholes, the inventor of the typewriter. Jimmy Hoffa. Florence Henderson. And Frederick Douglass.
5.
And dead on this day, still dead, Saint Valentine of Valentine's Day.
He died on Valentine's
Doing
Day.
what he
How
loves.
romantic.
On Friday the 13th.
3.
Also down this day, still dead, Dolly the sheep, the first mammal to be cloned.
2.
That's why today doesn't suck.
It's been 1 week.
And I will.
Since you looked at
And I
me.
will.
Bye, Justin.
Did you see that? Mbappe!
Get the Steak Podcast at patreon.com/sportsgreek.
Ham got sick in the middle of the show and had to leave. Everybody pray for Lil Ham.
Diarrhea?
Lil Ham bun. We don't know.
Definitely.
All right. Here's Dave.
All right, so yesterday,
Hey, what's up, Dave?
I believe it was yesterday. No, was it yesterday or Monday when we listened to Beyonce? It's Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was released right after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
She has 2 new singles from Renaissance Part 2 that she has released called Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages, and they are more or less country songs in her Bay-type way. And so the controversy now is, do country radio stations play these songs? And one station in Oklahoma stepped in it particularly deeply as the general manager of...
Is this KBKR?
No, it's KYKC.
That's K Baker. You're welcome.
The general manager of KYKC, Roger Harris.
KRKY. I got a lot of them, Bob.
I know. You do.
K-Boss.
Are we done?
Go ahead.
So Roger Harris, the GM of the station, was emailed or DM'd by a fan asking if they would play the new Beyonce song. And he replied, "We do not play Beyonce. We are a country music station."
Mm-hmm.
And then that was screen grabbed and circulated on social media and went viral to the point where the station's parent company had to make excuses for the GM, saying that he didn't know anything about Beyonce's new album and didn't realize that they were country songs. And he was contacted by Entertainment Weekly, and he said via email that up until now she hasn't been a country artist. So we responded to that email in the same way we would have responded to someone requesting a Rolling Stones song on our station.
Yeah.
So he's just saying, we didn't know. I had no idea about this new album of hers. And
Fair
so they said...
And then everybody was really chill about it.
And then they said that they would add Texas Hold'em to their playlist after an outpouring of requests. They said, we literally just learned about this song. We didn't have the actual song in our possession, but it's now in their library and it's now in their rotation. But this, it harkens back to, if you remember, when Lil Nas X was a sensation with Old Town Road.
Yep.
And it went to #1 on the country Billboard charts. But then Billboard removed it from the charts, saying it lacked sufficient country elements to be included in the charts.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, racist! So, we'll see if...
what are some of those elements?
I don't know.
Banjo, fiddle,
slide guitar.
Trucks.
White people.
Mm-hmm.
Karate Kid has cast its next star.
Karate Kid.
Bent Wang is the next karate... Sorry, Ben Wang is the next Karate Kid.
He's been working on that since last night.
He was in a Disney Plus series, American-Born Chinese, opposite Michelle Yeoh. And they had a worldwide search. This was like an open casting call.
Uh-huh.
And so the reboot, or I guess sequel, Karate Kid movie, which is due to come out December of this year, December of 2024. So kind of a quick turn.
Uh-huh.
But Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio are going to be in the movie. So,
yeah, I mean, they did the cattle call, I guess.
Yeah,
where both of them were on screen or on camera saying, "All right, we're going to do a global search."
They probably knew it was this kid all along.
I think so. It's just a
publicity stuff.
And this guy, I don't know if you read on, but this is kind of a perfect match because he's an established actor.
Yeah,
and people think pretty highly of him in that show that you just mentioned. And he is like Karate Man.
Yeah, he knows he is an expert in several different karate disciplines.
Yeah.
And he also speaks fluent Mandarin. So he's perfect.
I tried out, but I didn't have either of those skills.
I feel like Dave was a little more respectful in the way he described it as opposed to calling him just Karate Man. Like
I wasn't sure if I had missed a new Marvel character or something like that.
I'm speaking for the people.
Speaking of Marvel.
New from Marvel, Karate Man.
No, but Marvel has announced its Fantastic Four. So Fantastic Four is come underneath the Disney Marvel universe.
Yeah.
And so I believe we already knew that Pedro Pascal was going to be Reed Richards, a.k.a. Mr. Fantastic. But now we know the rest of the Fantastic Four. So Vanessa Kirby is Sue Storm, a.k.a. the Invisible Woman. Joseph Quinn is Johnny Storm, a.k.a. the Human Torch.
Why don't they have to cast anyone for the invisible part?
Well, she's not always invisible.
Oh.
She can just turn herself invisible.
All right.
Like when she's in the shower and she doesn't want you to see her.
Right. You just see the soap.
Yeah, you
the
just see
suds.
the soap coursing down her body.
Mm-hmm.
And Ebon Moss Bachrach.
No way.
From The Bear is the Thing, Ben Grimm.
Ah, that's great. So you know who this is in The Bear,
blowing
right?
Up.
No.
He's cousin.
He's cousin. He's the guy that drives you absolutely insane with the sketchy past, but he turns it around when he gets the new gig, and he's awesome. And he was in not Mandalorian, but
yes.
Andor.
Prequel. Andor.
Yes, and he gave us Iowa -3 against Michigan State, like in week 2. It was amazing.
So big year for Marvel in 2025.
Where are you going with that?
They have 4.
Bear.
Oh, God bless it. Stop it. Bear.
Just let it go.
So there's 4 big Marvel movies coming out in 2025. In February, you have Captain America Brave New World. In May, you have Thunderbolts. In July, you have the Fantastic Four. And then in November, you have Blade. So that's what you have to look forward to.
I love Florida State over Virginia Tech here.
That's a lot of freaking superheroes, man.
It's a lot of superheroes. We got a lot of stuff to get to. Deadpool, of course, is now in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and we played a little bit of that trailer on Monday as well. It is in the record books now as Deadpool and Wolverine die. They don't die. All of you die. It set a record for the most movie trailer views within 24 hours. 365 million total views in the first 24 hours it was up on YouTube. Previous record holder was Spider-Man No Way Home back in 2021.
What? Yeah, I mean...
People are really into Deadpool.
They are, and I don't know whose idea the Deadpool character was. Not what he wears and all that, but just the style of which he goes about things, which is so different from anything else.
Ham?
Oh yeah, Ham's got diarrhea still. But for everything that I really dislike about those movies, I do appreciate like the Iron Man style. The character Iron Man, just kind of being a smartass and self-deprecating and all that.
Yeah, that's the advantage that Marvel has over DC. DC has never gotten the mix of action and humor right.
Thor.
Yeah.
I mean, what's his name? Chris Hemsworth is freaking hilarious.
Indeed.
And Deadpool the same way, and I think people just like, and it's really raunchy. Really raunchy. Who doesn't like a horned up superhero?
Right. I believe that Deadpool and Wolverine will be rated R.
Oh, it has to be.
Yeah.
After Logan, the last Wolverine film, you can't go back on that.
Yeah. So they are pushing the comfort zone of Disney.
Yeah.
A little bit more Super Bowl fallout. So we all enjoyed the Dunkin' Donuts ad with Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, and Tom Brady in their Dunkin' track suits.
Yep.
So Dunkin' put those track suits for sale on their shopdunkin.com website, so you could buy the jacket or the pants. They were listed separately for $60 each, and they sold out in minutes.
Dude.
So now you can pre-order them if they have another drop.
That's kind of a high quality and I guarantee you people that bought them, they bought
quality
them for
what?
Concept. But I guarantee you they bought them for one reason, and that reason is
donuts.
Halloween.
Oh.
Dun Kings.
That's a great Halloween outfit. For those that care about Halloween.
They look good.
Yeah.
And you know what's? I don't know if you've done much like Insta scrolling.
I'm not on there, and not on your little social media. But go ahead, Dave.
Well, they had the commercial. They had the Super Bowl commercial, but they also shot a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
And so they have.
And you're missing out.
They have little, whether they're meant to be like behind the scenes or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like the three of them throwing the football. And Tom Brady telling Matt Damon, like, you got a good arm. And Ben Affleck's like, don't tell him that. Don't feed his ego.
Did he have a good arm, or does it look like Jason Robertson throwing a football?
Not that bad. Not that bad. But anyways, also, there's a poll that came out from Monmouth University after the Super Bowl. 18% of respondents believe that Taylor Swift is part of a covert government effort to re-elect Joe Biden. Of that 18% that believe that this is a psyop, 71% identify with or lean towards the Republican Party, and 83% say they are going to support Donald Trump.
No way.
Yeah. Is it a covert operation when we get stories on it every day?
No, no longer. It ceases to be covert at that point. These people, and if you are one of them right now driving around,
careful.
No, you are the dumbest human being on the planet. You're part of the 17% of the dumbest people on the planet.
18%.
18%. The end.
And rising.
And then, of course, Biden leaned into this as his social team put out the image of Biden with laser eyes and the caption, "Just like we drew it up after the Chiefs won the Super Bowl."
So brilliant. So funny.
It really was.
And adding fuel to the fire, Travis Kelce is using President Biden's renewable energy tax credits to help finance his first foray into Hollywood, as he is the executive producer on a film that is going to debut at South by Southwest entitled My Dead Friend Zoe.
Libs.
Huh.
So it's a low-budget dark comedy. Stars Ed Harris and Morgan Freeman. But it cost less than $10 million, and they used money generated by a fellow producer, Mike Fields' sale of surplus tax credits for green energy.
So Kelsey's getting into entertainment, huh?
Yeah.
We could see that coming.
Huh. What do you know?
Yeah.
And this makes me sad. This is the last thing.
What else?
Have you seen the scuttlebutt around Monty Python?
Yes, it's terrible. I hate this.
So Eric Idle posted that, I don't know why people always assume we're loaded. Python is a disaster. I have to work for a living. Not easy at this age. He says, we do own everything we ever made in Python and never dreamed at this age that income streams would tail off so disastrously. But I guess if you put a Gilliam child as your manager, you should not be surprised. And so Holly Gilliam is Terry Gilliam's daughter. She manages Python and has managed them since 2014. And so John Cleese didn't like those comments by Eric Idle, and he wanted to defend Holly. He says, I've worked with Holly for the last 10 years. I find her very efficient, clear-minded, hardworking, and pleasant. Michael Palin has asked me to make it clear that he shares that opinion. Terry Gilliam is also in agreement with this. And then somebody asked, have you had a falling out with Eric Idle? And Cleese responded, we have always loathed and despised each other. It's only recently that the truth has begun to emerge.
And it gets worse as you read down what Eric Idle was just explaining about the band and how much they all hate. It's really sad. These are 80-year-old men.
Yes.
I mean, they are
comic icons.
Nearing the end, and suddenly all this dirty laundry is being aired, and it's just sad, man.
It makes me very sad.
It does. All right. So
now,
yesterday, this came down. It's an annual Hardline tradition. It is the list of nominees, the brand new list of Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees for 20 and 23, or 24, I guess. And there are 15 nominees. There are 5 who have been on the list before. Mary J. Blige, the Dave Matthews Band, Eric B. and Rakim, Jane's Addiction, and A Tribe Called Quest. They have all been on the ballot before, so this is either second, third, fourth time for them to get in, much like the NFL Hall of Fame. 10 first-timers. Now, how do you get on here? Well, it has to be your first album to be eligible. A band had to release its first recording at least 25 years prior to the year of nomination. All right, so that year would have been 1998 or 99, whichever they're going by. And so that's who we're dealing with now. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that every one of these, their first record came out in the late 90s. They could have been ignored forever, which we're about to find out a lot of them were. So let's get it cracking. Here is your first-time nominee for this class. Do you guys know who this is? Do you know who this is?
So far, I'm not placing it.
Is this Mariah?
Hey, Marino.
This is Mariah.
Okay.
So
I'm ready to vote.
As I was putting this together, I realized not only had I never heard of the Christmas song she did until like 2 years ago, I don't think I've ever heard a Mariah Carey song before.
That's ridiculous.
Unbelievable.
Where would I have heard it? Where do I hear these things? I don't know.
Everywhere.
No, see, you say that. That's not true. I do not.
They don't play this at the country club?
I don't hang out and listen to music at the country club.
Hey, turn on some music.
Yeah, do you got any Mariah? So that is artist number one. As we move on, I certainly have heard numbers from this young lady, as this is her first time to be nominated after she said, I don't care if they give me $1 million, I will never show up for this event. She said this 2 weeks ago, and here she is. Regnos?
Cher?
I hate this song so much, I can't even tell you.
Are you sure? You don't love it?
Oh, I hate it.
Like Mariah Carey, I get it. She sold 700 million albums, whatever.
I can't remember what, like Six Flags or one of those places, SeaWorld, they had this on a loop outside a ride, and if you were in one of the lines for like 90 minutes, it just went around and around and around. I never felt the same way again, Dave. It's about to ramp her up right here.
Do you believe in love after love?
What a beatdown.
The original title is Do You Believe in Love After Your First Love Died Skiing by skiing right into a tree?
Yes. Yes. Unfortunately, yes, Dave. Although she had been...
Well, this is not when she's on the aircraft carrier.
She had been divorced from him and married 2 other times before he did die.
Yeah, but he was still her first love.
That's true. That's true.
Right?
All right, let's skip...
Because the one on the aircraft carrier is the other beating.
That would be...
If I could turn back time.
Yeah, I believe...
If I could find a way.
All right, so they're both out. Then who?
I can't believe this next band...
That's rock and roll. That's what that is.
Has not been nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame until now.
Job is loving this.
How is Foreigner not made it? Just on the ballot. I'm not saying they deserve to be in. They were huge, like one of the true arena rock bands back then. And I think they only had a run of like 5 or 6 years. But I mean, they had this, they had Urgent, Jay, which, I mean, if your 5th grade pants weren't going crazy during this song, you're like, yeah, rock and roll, let's go.
This is like year 1 ticket return music.
It kind of is.
Yeah, and Jukebox Hero was legendary. That one got me going in 9 years old.
But I feel like they just disappeared off the face of the earth. Like they were here, and then was like, well, what happened to Foreigner? And you know what did it for them?
The Wall.
No, is track 8.
Foreigner.
In which they lost everyone with this butte. Did you guys want to put Gun to Head when I Want to Know What Love Is came on?
This is a school slow dance jam.
Exactly, but it puts you back in that awkward place.
No, you're right. This is where we were cheering for Beavis and Butthead to just let them have it.
Right, set the whole band on fire and let Metallica come in and play.
In my life.
Well, despite this song, I would say Foreigner should be in, or at least should have been nominated. This next act, another test of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame committee, because this guy was huge for one album.
Thank you. Shadows grow so long.
Peter Frampton had one of the 4 or 5 most popular albums of the 70s with Frampton Comes Alive.
Yeah.
Like, it's still like one of the best 3 live albums selling-wise ever, and it will always go down as that.
Yeah, it's weird that the studio albums that those songs were from, no one cared about.
I don't get it, man. He had this one off this record. He had Show Me the Way off this record, which... Again, like, this feels like older brother music for me.
Absolutely. That's so well said, Corby, because I caught wind of this when I was discovering music, and I'm like, you olds don't know what you're doing.
The old of 12 or 13.
Yeah, seriously, yeah. You look at the older brother. What is this?
Oh, the talk box. Oh, that's so cool. He's talking with his guitar.
But isn't it weird that Frampton, after the success of this, has never been on the list?
Yeah, it is strange.
Foreigner and Frampton.
I had no patience for Frampton.
No. Again, this next act.
But put him in, whatever.
In the 70s, first-time nominee. How?
Yeah.
Who's going to get this first?
Dave.
What you gonna do? You wanna get down? Tell me. What you gonna do?
This band was so big in the mid to late 70s. Yes, Dave, it's Kool and the Gang. Get down on it. They're gonna get down on it. They were funk. They were R&B. They were disco. They were rock and roll. Kool and the Gang had it all. And they were part of one of the most legendary soundtracks ever when Pulp Fiction put out Jungle Boogie.
Yes.
Like, how have they not been on here? And again, people are like, because it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Dude, we've jumped that shark 1,000 years ago.
Dolly went in last year.
Exactly. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has nothing to do with rock and roll anymore. It's just music.
They also had a beating a couple years later when they rolled out Cherish.
Dude, Cherish was awful. Absolutely awful. But they had Celebration.
Celebration was one of the first 45s I ever bought.
Yeah, and that's good member berries, right? For being a kiddo?
They should be in. Absolutely.
I agree. All right, moving on to a little bit more current. This next artist definitely was a part of my early 90s life. I'm surprised he hasn't been nominated either. As those first few records of Lenny Kravitz were kick-ass.
Truly.
And he made a hot daughter.
God, did he ever? He had such a hot wife. They made... Those two are like two of the most beautiful people still on the planet. So the daughter, of course, is going to be perfect forever.
Sisters John has.
Man, I saw this tour at the Bronco Bowl, I think.
With Sam.
That was a different tour.
Oh.
That was later on, and that was the, I believe that was the Flyaway tour, or whatever that is. You can find that one there, Jay.
Oh, man.
This kind of ended things for me with Lenny. but this has got to be his biggest song, right?
This ended it? Dude, this song rules.
I was kind of done.
It repeats over and over.
I know, and I kind of got tired of it. Radio kind of killed it.
Remember when we saw him pass out at Horde Festival?
Yeah, because he was wearing... It was July or August. It was 200 degrees outside, and he was in full Lenny Kravitz outfit.
It was at the
Ennis Motor Speedway.
Yeah, the drag racing track in Ennis.
And he's wearing full leather pants, velour shirt with 20 scarves, a giant toque hat, and he literally collapsed on stage from heat exhaustion. That'll be a tough one, though, man. Lenny was good. Is Lenny Rock and Roll Hall of Fame good?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's very, very close. Dave, I don't know how you feel about this next band, but I can guess.
So
21. It's track 21 as you continue to play. Yes. Oasis made the cut.
Yeah, I heard they are in dead last in the fan voting right now.
How?
I don't know.
They should be first. You talk about...
They're like Terrell Davis, though.
But are people sour on them because the only stories are about them saying they're not getting back together and reminding you how much they hate each other?
How drunk they are.
Yeah, maybe, but dude, they were just baller for that time frame. How many times did you see him?
Tiny window.
Did we see him together?
I saw him at Bronco Bowl.
Did we see him at Reunion?
I don't know. Maybe I only saw him the one time.
Okay.
I think I only saw him the one time.
Never saw him.
So one of their fans reached out to Liam on Twitter, saying, Brits need to vote because the Americans are obviously aren't voting for Oasis. And Liam said, "Don't waste your time. As much as it's appreciated, it's all a load of bollocks."
Of course.
And then he said, "F the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's full of bumbaclarts. I don't need some wank award by some geriatric in a cowboy hat."
Kudos to him. Maybe he and Cher can have the holdout
Boy, so
together.
much British cussing in that.
Yeah, he does
that
not
one
care.
Quote.
Okay, so this next artist,
bollocks.
I am not. This is crap because she died. There was a big stink made over, and let's put her in now.
So
as Sinead O'Connor got thrown in the mix, because she's dead.
Yeah.
And I swear Cher got put in because she bitched, saying, "I'll never go in there. No matter what, I'll never go in." Well, let's put her in. So that's all you got to do.
Die or criticize the Academy?
Yeah. I can't. You can't put her in. She shouldn't sniff the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I don't know. Mandinka is a banger.
No Mandinka. But this guy, Jay, he better get in. Nominated for the very first time this year, too. And I don't want to hear it from the Sade fans.
Oh, you're going to hear it from Donnie.
She had like 2 songs. Granted, good songs and hot to this day. One of the few women that's over 40 years really hadn't changed at all. She's gorgeous still. But man, high school me, when Sade was played like at a party or something, God, yuck. Ozzy needs in, Oasis needs in, Kool and the Gang needs in. That's all I'm putting in, dude.
Also, Black Sabbath went in 06, so if Ozzy went in...
Okay. So this is just him as a solo artist.
Mariah out, Cher out, Foreigner out. Frampton out.
Tribe Called Quest should be in.
Lenny out.
It's time to put Tribe in. No doubt about it.
Yeah, they may put a few of the holdovers in. But anyway, there you go. There is your Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees for the class of 2024.
Here's Dave. Hey, Dave.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me on your show.
Well,
anytime,
go Dave.
Anytime.
Wish our window was a little bigger.
That's fine. There is danger afoot in Arlington.
Saw this. Wow.
As Arlington officials have closed Parkway Central Park on Van Buren Drive near Lamar and Cooper Street after 2 children have been bitten by coyotes. Now, they think perhaps it's the same coyote, but they're not sure. So the first bite occurred Saturday evening, and so Animal Services set out traps and patrolled the park, but could not find or capture the coyote. And then Tuesday evening, a second child was bit. They think it is the same coyote, but they've set out traps once again. They've been looking for it. They've not been able to find it, so the park is now closed till further notice.
I hate to say this too, but trapping a coyote seems a little bit ludicrous, not really knowing which coyote it is. It's almost like in Jaws, whenever they were like, we got to get that shark, and then somebody came back with a big shark. We got the shark! And then like 8 kids were killed the next day by another shark. The shark.
You would just hope the coyote's wearing a jersey.
To denote like what he is.
Or Roenick, and then it's him.
Right, or maybe like colored contacts. Like just something identifiable.
Right. Come on, Corby.
I can't. I just can't. I can't. So all the times though that and if anybody in the entire Metroplex lives by a water source,
a creek. Both of you guys live by cricks.
I do.
You see coyotes, and I've said it many times, depending on the season, depending on the time of day, night that you're out walking, you see coyotes. And honestly, I don't think twice about it.
Well, and they say that this is coyote breeding season right now, so they're more active. They're out looking for strains.
Looking for love.
Mm-hmm. And it is Valentine's Day.
It is, and they're playing Sade in the background always. Little boombox. But
you see coyotes if you get off early. Get to the early tea times. They're out there.
Oh.
The coyotes are running around.
I thought you may get off work early, but yes, golf
they,
too.
They don't seem to bother you if you just keep it in the fairway.
Again...
Well, but you're not a child.
They
might see a child as a food source.
This is what's weird is that this coyote is deranged mentally. They never go after people.
And but they will go after dogs. Small dogs
of course
sometimes.
They will. There was the one story of the coyote that was tracking people in Plano.
Yep.
And I think there was 2 of them that were doing this cat and mouse game. There was the story of the coyote in Lake Highlands that walked up, and like a 2-year-old was standing out on his front porch and got the kid sandwich and then went after him or something. So
he brought the kid a sandwich?
No. He took his sandwich and then tried to eat the kid. So there are stories like this, but they're incredibly rare. But just to say, we're going to trap it and everything's going to be okay. Oh, we got him. Good. And what do you trap him with?
Like a cage. You put a little sandwich in there.
Or a lolly.
Yeah, good luck.
Then he goes in to get it, but he can't back out.
A little
because
smarter.
The door closes.
A little smarter. Well, good luck to Arlington. I wish my fellow Arlingtonians all the luck in the world in combating this mean coyote.
Can I squeeze in a couple of Nazi stories?
You do what you need to do.
The Nazis.
So, in the Dallas Morning News, there was a series by journalist Scott Farwell in 2017 entitled My Aryan Princess. And it was about a woman named Carol Blevins, who was a federal informant and gave vital information to the feds about the Aryan Brotherhood of Texas. And her information led to the conviction of 13 members of that organization. And so not only is he working on turning that into a book, it has been turned into a screenplay.
Ooh.
And it has a very famous backer, as Scarlett Johansson is a producer and wants to star in this movie. She's looking for funding to try and get it made, but they also have Farwell, the journalist, on as an executive producer. They have a director, Andrea Arnold, and it's also been adapted into a screenplay by the writer of Black Widow.
All set here.
Yes, it's all set here in North Texas. Now, not sure if it would be shot in North Texas, but it's possible that ScarJo might be staying like across the way at the W or something.
Here's our chance. Now, can they Eileen Wuornos her up, the serial killer from Monster that Charlize Theron played? Because I doubt that this informant is Scarlett Johansson hot.
Yeah,
right?
but she can dumb it down. Surely she can.
Okay,
yeah.
but
shave off her eyebrows, maybe.
Why would you do that? How does that make you ugly? Why shave off her eyebrows?
Yeah, and then pencil on some real ugly ones.
What a weird way to ugly someone up. You just put a prosthetic nose on her and
everything else is the exact same. It's just that's all they changed.
So weird,
just a
man.
putty nose.
Like she's got a six-pack and perfect body, but they shaved one eyebrow off.
Okay, and then the other Nazi story. So this happened back in June, and I don't remember when this happened, but my eyes popped out of my head when I saw the headline today because it says fired Southlake officers say swastika drawing was ticket Nazi joke.
Not the ticket Nazi.
I had to read it because I thought that they were making a reference to like Super Bowl Hitler or something.
Yeah. No, this is speeding ticket Nazi.
Yeah, so evidently there are two officers, Sergeant Jonathan Machea and Captain James Preston Logan. And so Jonathan Machea was at a meeting in June, and he was talking about a coworker who writes a lot of tickets, and they always would refer to him as Ticket Nazi. And so he drew a swastika on the whiteboard, and then Captain James Preston Logan took a picture, and everybody in the room was laughing, ha ha ha. And then James Preston Logan sent a group text to people that were in the room, like, here's that picture. Well, they accidentally sent it to somebody who was not there, just some random number.
Yeah.
And the person wrote back and said, who is this?
Oh.
And why are you sending me pictures of racist cops?
Oh, God.
So both of those guys ended up getting fired. And so now they are trying to clear their name. They're saying it was in poor taste. It was just a joke. We're saying even citizens call this guy a ticket Nazi. It's well known that he will write anyone a ticket, and he was getting assigned to be a school resource officer, and they said, you'll be writing tickets in the drive line to moms because they're in the fire lane. And he said, this is the patch you should wear, and that's when he drew the swastika.
Oh, boy. I don't think you can outrun this.
No, yeah. I mean, they've already lost their jobs, but now they're trying to at least somehow clear their name so they can be hireable again somehow.
I mean, you outrun Super Bowl Hitler, or you outran it.
Barely.
By calling him SBH.
I didn't want to write Hitler on Twitter.
No, you were very smart.
That's a good policy.
See? Yeah, never write Hitler on Twitter.
Right.
Yeah.
Just like if you write out porn on Twitter, then you immediately be followed by 1,000 bots.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Ty. All right, well, good luck to
We learn from our mistakes.
To the ticket Nazi. Not the ticket Nazi, but the ticket Nazi.
Get the Steak Podcast at patreon.com/sportsgreek.